Salute comrades, my name is Vadim, and today I'm going to do an advanced strategy guide on the game Stellaris by Paradox, and I will do this on the example of one of my parties that I believe I already won, but still. So this is an Ironman mode, hard difficulty. I've started on this star Hidora, which is a soul type of star system, which I recommend always take. So I've started as a fanatic materialist and militarist. So before the patch 1.2 I preferred spiritual pacifist, but after the patch 1.2 I've checked like different builds, and I've realized that militarists actually do very well. So my race is like this type of turtle guys. They initially were intelligent, so the researchers goes really fast, and industrious to get more minerals, and also they had a penalty on migration speed. It's a really nice penalty. It gives you one more point to spend, and slow learners, it's actually not that bad if you take this penalty comparing to other options that you have. So let's at first talk about the early game. So at hard difficulties, the most important part is to survive the early game. So I've had numerous runs of my games where I did okay, then decided to expand. It's time to expand, you know, to build. I've built enough fleet. I've checked that I have a nice fortress comparing to my opponent. Started the war, then I lost all my fleet, and then I lost the game. So, and at first I believe I don't know. Well, until you get at least 5 stars, I don't think you should declare wars at higher difficulties, of course. Yes, and in the normal difficulty, it is a wise thing to have an early war, so you could gain an advantage. So, okay, so let's talk about the expansion first. Don't expand too fast, you know. You see, with the expansion you get really serious penalties on researchers, and actually in this game it's a nice mechanic for research when you have an available, very good available researchers early on, but if you expand it too fast, you cannot research them in quick enough. So my recommendation is to wait a while, you know, especially when the number of opponents is not that high, that you will be able later on take I don't know 2 or 3 or 4 even nice planets without risking that they will be taken by your opponents. So here once again I waited enough, so this, how it's called, okay, this guy took some planets close to my borders, but still I have a huge chunk to expand, and then, you know, I just continued, and I'm quite satisfied with the results that I get. And as you see, I have numerous planets that I can colonize still, you know. So it's in the beginning it's not like a ticking bomb. It's not like in Master of Orion 2, for instance, where you should expand as fast as possible. So this research mechanics makes it important not to expand too fast, you know. I think for the for the early game, the most important thing is to have your as maximum as you can from each population, each pop unit you have. So for instance, if you have a planet, you know, the AI do not have things, you know, is not enough intelligent to get as much as possible from its planet. So for instance, we can see here we have a underdeveloped planet, you know, lots of population, but still each population gives a really small income to you in minerals, in there is no researches in, you know, in energy credits. So it's important not to expand before you will squeeze as much as possible from each of your population you have already. So once again, if you have situation like this, then you do something wrong, and your expansion is not profitable for you because your researches still go down very fast. One strategy that I've tried here, even in this party, but it didn't pay up, it's trying to get yeah, I can show it here, I believe. Trying to get just a single. Okay, is it Tomb World? And they still come here. Okay, I have turned immigration on, so there's some funny situations like this when people and pops are immigrating to the planets they do not supposed to migrate to. So this is a Tomb World, and still some races decided to get here. So initially I've built a synthetic in one of my planets, you know, just a single pop, so I can create a colony ships on synthetics. The good things about synthetics or droids, you know, droids or synthetics will do, but robotic cannot colonize. So basically droids. So I created a colony ship, droid ship, and colonized the planet. You know, like this, I believe, was the first one I did. So, and then I've stopped. Yeah, I didn't created a new synthetic. I didn't my migration was turned off. So the synthetic just sit around there. So why should you do that? You see, this is a perfect situation to get your expansion without hugely damaging your technology rates, researching rates. So just one planet with one droid, no production, no nothing. You can build a spaceport, of course, but not to get solar plants, not to get this nice plus 3 energy credits for free. Solar panel, yeah, I will do it here, and so on, to get your bonus to naval capacity. But still the main thing is to capture territory. So for instance, by grabbing this planet, I get a resource of Batharian stone, which is a very good resource to have because it will allow you to get better power plants. Yeah, I got some energy credits and mineral stations to mine. Yeah, in the similar way, but for the different reason, I've captured Tomb World planet because it had a starship graveyard. It's already depleted, I believe. Yeah, it was somewhere here. Yeah, well, you see wasteland terrain. So, but because the droids are poor scientists, I just mined the minerals. Well, maybe if you will build an institute here, there will be some event, but I don't know. I hope so, but there wasn't. By the way, one more thing is as soon as you see the Titanic Life planet. You should grab it immediately because it allows you to build. Where is it? Clone. Oh, you see, I had another Titanic Life planet. I believe. Just give me a sec. Yeah, I believe this one. So it early on gives you an access to Titanic beasts that are very good warriors. You know, they're costly, so basically they have maintenance of 1 energy credit per month, but still early on they are very good. And you know, there is a risk that this research will go wrong. You know, you will have an event where you can study them or not, but you see, in this game I had them. I've conquered a lot of planets with the 3 units, so yeah, you can have 3 units of Titanic beasts per such planet. But then my fleet got trapped by enemy, I believe, cruisers or even corvettes, and it got destroyed. And I think because I've made it a sector, I cannot produce any more of such good units. But still, early on they are very good. They can just maul through the basic armies, and later on you can add some units and they will be unstoppable. Okay, so yes, and okay, as we started, let's talk a bit about ground combat. So first of all, this defense armies are useless. So you know, the sector governor decided to build them, but I never built them because if it will come to assault, usually they do not help. You know, these guys, the garrison guys, they help more because at least they are free and they produce. They're like tanks without damage, so they're just damage absorber. You know, the cannon fodder. So they help a little bit if you have a better defenses than defense armies. Then, so just to build assault armies, each planet can fit 12 armies, any kind. So even the Titanic beasts, I believe, but you cannot build 12 of them. You can build only 3 of them, and so your basic forces will be 12 assault armies, maybe with some attachments, but I don't know. Sometimes I build them, sometimes I don't. It's this micromanagement not always pays up. So if you will remember to build them, please do so. If not, just forget about it. So 12 assault armies, and you should have a lot of them because it's not usually enough to have an assault army that jumps from one planet to another, because opponent will have a easy time conquering back your planets. So if your army will leave the planet, then any transport ship flying by it almost can take your plane back without any efforts. So you either leave combat ships, but you don't usually have enough of them to cover everything, or just have a lot of armies and leave it there. Unfortunately, you cannot transport defense armies, because that would be actually a wise things, because you would conquer a planet with assault army and leave some defense army behind. But still, it would be the only situation where the defense army would be useful, but it's not the case. You cannot do that. So later on we will research robotic army, and unlike it says in the description, I saw they lose their morale. So yeah, they have a slightly better health and damage and morale damage, but they still panic, and it was surprising for me. I don't know, maybe it's a bug, but still I saw many times that robotic army just panicked. So I don't know. And also you can have a psionic army, which is good too, but since I'm materialist, I have problems researching psionics tech tree, and I need to get extremely lucky and have a scientist with a psionic ability to get an access to psionic researchers, but I didn't have such opportunity. So yeah, so only standard non-psionic armies for him. But psionics, they are not really good. You know, the biggest problems with the ground combats is to get your armies from one planet to another, and if they would be caught by any, even the weakest enemy fleet, they will be destroyed without any opportunity to fight, and you cannot attach this army to your fleet. So you know, it requires too many micromanagement to handle it. So in my opinion, it is better to have a number of weaker armies, but you wouldn't be worried if you lose a lot of them. A lot of for instance, if you lose a whole stack of such armies, so you can build more of them. Okay, so you get robotic armies. You can have psionic armies, and the biggest problem with them is each unit of psionics army requires a full year to produce. So if you lose a full stack of psychers, then it would be a very big problem for you to rebuild. Okay, then there is a xenomorph army. In this run I didn't use them because once again they have almost a year to produce, and Gene Warrior army is the best army in the game. They even I think they're even better than the Titanic beasts. So they have less hit points, they have the same damage and same morale. No, they're actually worse, but you can build a lot of them. So Titanic Beast is the best unit in the game. But the thing is that if you will build a stack of 12 of Gene Warrior army, it will be they will overwhelm any kind of defense you have, especially if you will. I believe I have such things here. So yeah, so you can add attachments to them, you know, like, yeah. And so this right here is an unstoppable force. I don't know, they even don't require, I believe, the destruction of the planetary fortifications. By the way, when you when you land on an enemy planet, it is very good things to have a planetary fortification of 0, because you see the when you reduces the planetary fortification, it's not linear. So when it is full, the armies, defending armies, have their damage they receive reduced by 90%, and when the planetary fortification is 0, they have double damage. They take double damage. But the thing is that if this fortification have, for instance, not 0 but 500 or 1000, then still they have the defending army have received damage of reduced. Yeah, so it's not linear. So it's better to have a 0, exactly a 0 planetary fortification. And as militarists, you can easily do that because you can have a policy of full bombardment and so on. Okay, so let's. And my final thought about landing armies is the best thing I use currently is Android armies, because they are very fast to produce, they have nice stats, they are extremely expensive for their stats, but at least you can produce them quick enough. And there is one more army type is I don't think I have them here. Yeah, I don't believe I have them somewhere, but let's see. Oh, I can still see them. It's a clone army. That's a nice solution too. So basically it's a standard assault army, but it can be produced in 30 days. So full stack of this army can be produced in a year. But still they are very weak. They are very, very weak. So they are good only for in the two cases. So either for a weak planet, the whole stack of them, or mixed with some other armies, so you can absorb damage without it can be easily reproduced. But still, in my experience, the battle goes with a victory of one side without the losses from the other side. So either when you start losing stacks, that means 90% of the time that you will lose all stacks until you if you can retreat, if you cannot retreat, or if you missed the opportunity to retreat, because this land battle goes for long. Okay, so yeah, enough with land battles. It's one of the least important aspects of the game. So let's talk a little bit more about the population. So one of the most underused options of the game is to modify. It's the opportunity to modify your species that you have. So for one of the really good things that can give you advantage is uplifting the I don't remember how they called, but it's uplifting the population. So for instance, I have this area right here, so they are starborn. No, actually I had another species in mind that I could uplift. I'm sorry, I didn't. Oh yeah, here they are. So here are Mathine molluscoids that are inside of my borders. They are proles, and actually they have a minerals plus 30%, so they are very, very good workers. And actually they have trade points of 3, so I can add them very strong. They will be a good army damage. They will deal a good army damage, and they will have even 10% more minerals. So it will be very cheap for me to uplift them. It will take, I believe, only 2 months. And I already have uplifted civilizations like this one. Yeah, and I made them so because they are uplifted, they get a huge bonus of plus 10-20% happiness that are permanent, and that are shared with the reproduced population. Yeah, so actually I add them happiness, and I made them thrifty, so they very good for making from gaining credits. So as you see, this planet is one of my most energy profitable planet. But you see, in the mid game and the end games, and you know, it is won by capturing how it's called, forbidden, not forbidden, but how they are called. Let me see. Wait a second. How are they called? Fallen empires. Yes. So this exact game had its turning point when I've taken on this small fallen empire with the central world, with this central world. So there was only one or two planets, exactly one planet, and it was quite easy for me to take it without, you know, too much of the problems. It took about 40k fleet to get to defeat that fallen empire, but once I've taken it, you know, look at this, it's plus 350 in energy credits. You know, minerals is not so much, and once again, just as I conquered them, I made them thrifty too. So you see, it takes only 2 months to get to modify a species at your desire. Okay, in this case it took a little bit more, I don't know, maybe 6 months, but once I did that, I had you know, all of my energy credit problems was solved. So now, of course, I built a lot of fleet, I built some more planets, but for the moment, this one here just made me so rich. I had 5,000 credits with a surplus of 300 for you know, tens of years. So once again, and the one more very beneficial aspect of the modifying your species is when you colonize new planet, it takes a really small amount of resources to modify one population, but all of the populations that are produced from the first one will be modified too. So for instance, here I added maybe not the perfect trait is a conformist that gives a minus 20% of ethical divergence, but I give it to one population, and and now it's 25 pops with this ethic divergence, and it took me only 1 or 2 months to modify them. Also, when you uplift a nation, you also gain the planet, so it's a very good alternative to colonizing planet. So as soon as you can, just uplift everyone you can. It's a very good option. You know, you can actually it is better to meet a population that you can uplift than populations that are already in a Bronze Age, or you know, or other, because here you can. I think the best thing is to have it on aggressive observation. So technological enlightenment, yeah, of course they will be enlightened, but the hugest problem is that they start as your ally but separate nation. So all of your mining stations, they still work, but still you have a conquested territory. So I don't know, maybe you build an outpost first, then enlighten a nation, then destroy this outpost, but still it's, I don't know, I don't think it's worth it that much. And the covert infiltration, it gives a planet to your control, but it has a moral penalty, happiness penalty. So I don't know. I think it's better to leave it on aggressive observation. By the way, even if you decided to infiltrate, check what's the stats. So for instance, this guy's phonetic materialist, so they might be profitable for me to get them into my team. But for instance, if they were pacifist, I believe I have such guys. No, they're spiritualists, but still it's almost the same in some ways. They would hate the policies that I have, so they would be just a very unhappy nation at my disposal. And actually, when they are unhappy, there is a mechanism. So unhappy nations have a huge ethic divergence, and there is a chance that they will turn into ethics that you have as a governor. So when they do that, their happiness goes up and ethic divergence goes down. So it is possible that they will fix their views into and change it into your government ethics. So they will be stopped. So you see, the pacifist will be a terrible, will have terrible happiness. Then they will have huge ethic divergence. So there is a possibility they will turn into militarists, and as soon as they do so, their happiness goes up, ethic divergence goes down, and they will be quite happy and will stay this way. Okay, so what else? So it's a species modification is very good tool. So for instance, I have a specific planet to produce gene warriors, gene modified, gene warrior army. Yeah, here. So I have military academy somewhere here. I have virtual combat area, and actually I wanted to build a clone Watts, so I can use them to use and actually when my uplifting of those guys that I plan to make very strong will be ended, I would love to some of their population will go at this planet, so I can build these very strong guys with all the bonuses from academies and virtual combat area, so they would be very, very strong. Okay, what else? Let's see. So in the beginning, just it is a good thing to sit around. Then when you feel it is time to expand, then you should just a little bit expand, make a fleet, and it is very important in the middle game to have your first vassal, or in my situation it was a tributary. So, but I think it was a mistake, because tributary do not goes to war that you started. So it is a little bit easier to make nation tributary, but I don't think it's a good thing. Still, vassals are more important because they actually help you in wars, and you can do more with them. So these guys were my first war, and you see, at some point you are not able to make someone your vassal in a single war. So you see, it takes 175 points of war score to get this huge nation, my vassals, and you cannot have war goals on more than 100 of war score. So as soon, so it's your first war should start when you see that your neighbor is about 80 or 90%, 90 war score, to make him your vassal. So as soon as you see that the situation goes badly, just start a war, and you can on how to win war. I already made a video. You can see it in my video, and I will make a link in the description on my guide of how to win a war. But still, once you have your vassal, then it's much easier tasks for you, and don't have the lesser vassals you have, the better, because they give you a -1 per vassal to your influence per month. So for instance, here I have 3 vassals and I have -3 to my influence, and I had a very good situation with influence at 10 years ago, in 10 game years ago, but now I have -3, and it's not very good. No, I'm +3, but with I could have a +6. Okay, so in this game I've made, you can actually do such things like I made with this nation. I liberated them, and because they was very small and their initial masters were very big, they asked themselves to be my vassals, and they became already with a militarist and fanatic materialist like I am. So it was very good for me to have such guys. And later on, so because they were liberated and they offered themselves to become my vassals, they don't have a terrible opinion of me like other vassals. They are loyal, so it was a very good thing for me, because in the later wars I just added them territories, and so I wouldn't have worries of dealing with all these territories by myself. So that's good, and actually they have a sufficient fleet to help me, and in my wars. No, not a huge help, but still some help wouldn't hurt. So okay, but actually if you prefer dealing with systems on your own, and with dealing with the factions and so on, you can take it by yourself. But I prefer feeding vassals, because it takes less micromanagement for me. Okay, so feed them, then I had another vassal to feed in this direction. So okay, and what else? So we've covered diplomacy. As a militarist, I don't have a good relationship with anyone but my vassals. And actually, when you conquer a vassal, they usually have a really, really bad opinion of you, but it can be easier avoided by and fixed For instance, let's see. So these guys have disloyal and have -2 opinion of me. So I just offer them a research agreement. They should accept it. And oh no, nothing changed. Okay, but still, if it is a new vessel, then offering them a research agreement just skyrockets their loyalty and their opinion of you, and so on. So okay, we covered government. By the way, I am Marshall Empire mainly because of the ship costs, because I built a lot of ships and naval capacity. But actually, military's faction do not get good government types, and I start always with a mega corporation because of not many, but plutocratic oligarchy, because of bonus to energy, to minerals, and mining station build cost -25% is very good. So it's for the early game. I think it's a perfect government type to start. Yeah, and then switch to this type of government mainly because of shipbuilding costs. And if you have money problems, then you can get military junta or the upgraded version, so you can have a slightly less upkeep for your ships, and sometimes it's crucial. Okay, speaking about ships, let's finally speak about the designs. So you start with corvettes. I prefer starting with missiles because there is no early on counter to missiles, and to get a counter you need to go as far as small point defense, and it's 800. I think it's 800 research points of cost to get this research. But then in a small wars you can get by researching the debris, you can get other weapon types, and I believe I researched really researched only the 10% of all of these weapons, and the rest I got with the debris analyzing. So I think I went like this. I've started with the missiles, then I've researched, then I've analyzed debris to get the UV lasers. I had some time with that, and then I switched, I think, to advanced railguns that I get from analyzing debris once again. And then I've researched on my own kinetic battery and kinetic artillery. So, okay, once again, first of all, you see there's different designs of ships. Some of them prefer weapons, some of them prefer utility slots. So go for weapons. You know what, utility slots are not that useful. So in this games, unlike in the popular game, in this case scissors beats the rock. So the weapons are better than the defenses, I believe. And so for early on game, the mining drone laser might be a good thing too, because it has a good small variant, but crappy medium variant. So for corvettes, if you have enough corvettes with a mining drone laser, that would be a good, might be a good early on strategy. You see, but the medium has this range of only 30. I don't know, maybe it's a bug, maybe it's supposed to be a 60, but still, and it has a 100% farmer penetration. And the most important thing is, if you are not you're not expand expanded too hard, and you might even get this technology for free just by analyzing debris, by analyzing the mining drones debris. And mining drones and mining drone stations has only about 112 in fleet power of the drones itself, and 40 of mining stations. So you can get this technology very early on, and just by analyzing debris. There are shards thrower, well, it's maybe, but I don't know, not that good of technology, especially considering how hard it's to get. Rockets, one of my games ended in one battle when I've I've placed my bet on torpedoes, actually, that I get once again from analyzing debris, and my opponent, I don't know, was it deliberately or not, but it had a scout wing in their fleet, a lot of scout wings, or it can be replaced by fighting wings, but not bombers. You see, the fighters have point defense weapons, and they fly very, very slowly. So, just as rockets. So actually, it's not a good thing to use them, except this surprising for me mechanics when fighters, when our two fleets start getting closer, fighters shoot down every single torpedoes I've sent. I had a salvo that would destroy at least half of the fleet of my opponent, and the number of torpedoes that reach their target are zero, exactly zero, because all of them were shot down by not even basic fighters, but just scout wing. I believe, maybe it was a fighter, but I believe it was a scout wing. And of course, when our two fleets were very, very close, first of all, the fighters do their job, then the weapons of my opponent have done its job, and it was terrible. I lost all my fleet, and I believe I didn't kill much, maybe even not even single one of my opponent's fleet. Okay, so once again, you start with corvettes. It's as soon as possible, go for a bigger fleets. I know the battleship fleets are the best ones. Okay, so early on, you see the difference between different kind of weapons are not that great. Although it's in the early just on the game release, everyone say that it's like a rock paper scissors game, when energy weapon beats kinetic weapon beats rockets, and rockets beats laser weapons. But actually, I didn't see any kind of this in my practice. You see, all of weapons are almost similarly good. Although they have some advantages and disadvantages, but still, if you have a big fleet with specific weapons, with good enough weapons, then actually by analyzing debris you get every single other weapons. So you can have what you wanted. You can even beat more upgraded weapons, so next tier of weapons, or even next two tiers, just by compiling your fleet correctly, and then you will have a next tier of weapons, so you can upgrade your fleet. Okay, then, so the weapons, actually there is a slight difference between different kind of energy weapon, missiles and torpedoes. For instance, torpedoes are harder to shoot down with your point defense, and there is some modification, but it's not that important. There is only one important thing in the weapons, that it has two types of weapon. First type is weapons have a small, medium, and large modifications, and the second big tier weapons have only large modification. So as soon as possible, go for the large one. Of course, it consumes almost the double of power than the even large variants of tier 1 weapons, but it have a range of 100, and the advanced second tier weapons have a range of 120. You see in this party and in other parties also, I like to go for kinetic batteries that have 100, and then kinetic artillery 120, and then from analyzing debris, you get the best, I believe the best weapon in the game is a Tachyon lance. You know, also have a range of 120, but also it has a 75% of armor penetration. So I believe this is the best weapon in the game. So when you get this, just what you should produce is battleships like this. So just Tachyon lances, nothing else. You know. By the way, if you you know, this type of weapons have a huge consumption of energy, but it's worth it because no one shoots you. You know, if you have a big enough fleet, then not a single shot of your opponent reaches you. And of course, you have some shields, so occasionally you will get some damage and it will be absorbed by shields. So, you know, I prefer shields rather than armor, because armor will still gives you the damage to your hull, and so you should so after the battle you will need to go get your fleet repaired, and shields they will absorb a damage like pretty big amount, like 1000 and 125 per ship. So there is a lot of damage can be absorbed, and then it will be regenerated on their own. Okay, so such battleship will deal a huge amount of damage before the even single shot is made. And I actually have a thing to show you. So I have this fleet, 30,000 of fleet power. It stacked with Tachyon lances, and there is a, you know, I've just beat an unbeaten invasion, and it was very easy with my fleet of such design. You see, I had about 130 of fleet power before the unbeaten attack, and they had a fleet of 150, and we had a general battle where I lost, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 battleships, and they lost all of their fleet. So this invasion was very easy. So once again, you see my battleships start firing even before they entering the sphere of penalties for a battle station. And this is not only because the range is 120, but also because we have a weapon range plus 20%. So let's count 20% is well, we can shoot from afar, very far. So you can see it's our fighters. Once again, it's to counter enemy. Okay, and our uplift are already successful. We will see that in a moment, but so far you see. And let's see if a single shot is done by the military station. No, it is dead. So you see, we have zeros in a damage dealt by a station, and you know this station is a very huge problem if you deal with unbeaten normally, but now it's just a piece of cake. So okay, let's see for our uplifted nation. Okay, they are starving, but it's usually so, I don't know, maybe farming subsidies. And let's see, oh, they don't have tiles with food yet. And I cannot manage planets in this sector. Okay, I will where this planet was. Oh, already lost it. Okay, oh yeah, this one. So I will get it back from my sectors. Let's see which sector it is. Okay, of course I have some penalties to my mainly energy income, but still I need to fix it. So I'll clear the tiles. Okay, AI already building frontier clinics, which is good still. So with a module space model, okay, we will be good. So let's just return the planet. Of course we lose some influence by doing this, but at least it will be fixed. So yeah, one more planet with a pretty nice population that can also migrate. By the way, if we talk about the modifying species, it is very good thing for a species to modify it to have charismatic, so it will give a happiness to other species. You know, so for instance, this pterodactyl type of population gave 3% more happiness to all other species, so which is very good. Okay, then once again, let's see, there is a lot of improvement to do here, so let's just build something else. Also, and by the way, I've had another fallen empire conquered, you know, with these ring worlds, but all of a sudden they started to rebel, and so I made it a sector, so there is no rebellions from them at the moment. So you know, it seems like the making unhappy guys a sector, you know, the rebellious guys a sector, it helps a lot to reduce their rebelliousness or whatever. So okay, so we have this, in my opinion, this is the best ship design. You know, one more thing you can add is a psionic type of combat computers. You know, there we have a jump drive that I initially start the unbeaten invasion. Oh, I can have a better thrusters, tier 4, I guess I researching them now. And actually, when you have problems with power, for instance, you lack of 5 power, you can reduce the ship mounted sensors, so each tier gives you or takes from you 5 more power, so and it gives you not that much, so sensor range of course, but you don't need your every ship having a best sensor range. So for instance, I have cruisers with best sensor range, and battleships, if I have problems with power, I can just reduce it to 1. Of course, also this sensor gives you a slight bonus chance to hit, but it's very small. And by the way, when you're considering the weapon choice, keep in mind that from 2 almost equal weapons, it is better to have one with a lesser accuracy, because for instance 90% accuracy do not give you the can let you to have only 10% more. So if you have a bonus to accuracy of 20, you know, half of it would be waste. So if you switch to a weapon that have accuracy of 70%, then all of the 20% bonuses will be useful for you. Okay, so let's see what else. So ship design we've covered. Researches, I don't think I can say much about it. Just add one more thing. Currently the both population and the number of planets gives you penalties to amount of researches you need to take and to the cost of each research. So I don't remember where it is seen, I guess here. So you see the basic cost of research is 1,100, but because I have 37 planets, this amount increased of almost 400%, and because I have a 627 population, it's 600% more. So it is the final cost of the research is almost the 10 times more than the initial one. Okay, I forgot what I've researched. Okay, let's. Oh, energy credits, yes. Okay, then what else? Okay, and the final thing that I wanted to do in my let's play is to put how is the saying? Yes, I did the talk, but I didn't make the walk, so it's time for me to make a walk. You see, in this party, the situation currently is like this. I have this is me, the blue one. So I have a huge chunk here, and then by small steps I get to and conquer the Fallen Empire here. So I get a strip of land here by just colonizing the neighbors of conquered land. By the way, if you, for instance, see a nice chunk of land of star systems that you want, but it is very costly for you in terms of influence to get here, for instance. Yes, for instance, here there is a very big cost of influence points to colonize this planet. What I do is I take neighbors of this nice planet, declaring war on them. It's not like this planet is good, but for instance, just for example, so I declare war on them, get the planet that is closest to my system as a war goal. Then I get a win in the general region. So I will receive this planet as a victory condition, and then it would be very cheap for me to colonize this planet. So this is basically what I did here. So I conquered the fallen empire, and then I got, oh no, this was a empire. Then I got all these nice planets. It's actually a Gaia world, so yeah, they very good. They're very attractive for me. Okay, so also I have these green guys are my allies, and actually this is allies too. So I remember even before the first patch, I had a game when everything went perfect for me, and I had at least couple of vassals that are grown up. But all of a sudden, other nations started to join in confederations, and so, for instance, I had 3 vassals, and there was a 4 to 5, not even 4, 5 or 6 nations in each confederation. There was no single nation without an alliance. So it was. I even abandoned this party because the patch came out and it messed everything up. But still, when you have vassals, it's a worse situation than having a federation, because vassals, they usually do not do much. You see, for instance, this vassal don't even build enough military station around, not military, but mining stations around and research stations. So it's actually he is actually very weak in comparison to the full-grown independent nations. So in this case, federations, of course, beats some kind of autocratic power like I have with the vassals and tributaries and so on. So let's see. They have a slightly worse fleet than I am, and actually I don't think there will be big problems. But still, but let's declare war on them. So once again, my job is to get my vassals fed. So let's see. Let's give them this planet and Birjun. Let's give it to my another vessel. And then the star system. Okay, let's see what is his capital. It's a very good thing to take capitals from your potential opponents. So 68, and then I will also fight this guy. So region can be taken too, and yeah, that's about it. So let's see. We are ready to attack. Let's get rid of this frontier outpost also. Let's start attacking this province here. You should go for this capital. You can go straight for the capital of this bigger guy, and you can go for the capital of the smaller guy. So let's just see how it will turn out. By the way, one more thing that I forgot to tell you is assisting research is a very good thing. I recommend you to do that. So let's see. Oh, there is no problems. Will be here, I believe. So just here and here. So this fleet was attracted by military stations once again, as you see. Just no problem. Okay, so they can be collectivist or individualist. No, neither. Let's try to take on their fleet, but I think it will be teleported pretty soon. Oh no, so let's see how it goes. So my don't know what kind of weapons they have, but as you see, oh, some weapons, some missiles, and missiles didn't do their job at all. So another fleet, Pacific, oh, militarist, of course. So you see, they don't even get close. And by the way, when we start a war, it's a good thing to start producing battleships, because you know, in every war there will be losses, even if you have great advantage over your opponent. So you see, there is nothing they can do. Okay, there's something. Went wrong, but still. And of course, yeah, they maybe do not do a wise thing by attacking my fleets one by one. So of course they will not be able to rebuild their fleet. I just will not give them such opportunity. And you know, there is no way even for me to rebuild, for instance, 30,000 fleet. Oh, they are destroying my cruisers. Oh, such a shame. So this is exactly what I wanted to show you. See that? Yeah, of course some rockets might reach the target, but it's already done. You know, the war is already over. So let's send some of my armies here. Here is a weak planet. My 10 squad would be enough. Okay, there is some slightly better planet, but no problems too. Just bomb the hell out of them. Yeah, put it on civilian ship I don't need. Put them on an aggressive bombing. Okay, you. Okay. So as you see, we already at okay, let's see, what can we add? Yeah, some rockets would be nice. Oh, by the way, I didn't talk about science. I prefer having it this way. I have scientists in different professions that are not connected with doing research, so but connected with making I mean that are not connected with doing a surveys, but connected with making researches. So for instance, I have all of my scientists that are experts in industry, in rocketry, and so on. And by doing researches, they get ranks pretty fast. But when the research was chosen, for instance, so here I need rocketry, and I don't have here a guy with rocketry, but I might have. So, for instance, I may choose having a, let's say a flag battery, and I have a guy with with a material expertise, but he's studying now something else. So this way my research will go efficiently, but the party is already won, and I don't need that flag battery that much, so whatever. Okay, another planet under siege, once again aggressive bombing. It doesn't seem like a very solid defenses here. So let's go further. So once again, this is this scenario when a single corvette attacks your fleet and can kill it pretty easily. Okay, we'll have another fleet, and this I will retreat. Okay, well, my scientist dies. Okay, not a big deal. Okay, so you retreat. And I don't know why, but sometimes this retreat option bugs out, and it's very sad when it happens this way. So this battle, I think, will go in my favor. Yes. This one too, I believe. Okay, there is no point sitting around anymore. My ally will take care of it, and it's, by the way, the good actions from my ally, because usually it does not do invasions. I'm surprised to see that. Okay, another, so don't know, maybe 8 of android armies will be enough. Okay, the most important, once again, this should reach 0. Okay, it's not 0. So you see, although it is almost 0, the damage to enemy armies is reduced 12%. Okay, now we should fix it. And just a couple more seconds, and instead of reducing 12%, it is doubled. So see, it's very, very important to squeeze it up to the very end. Okay, we have almost. Okay, here we have. Oh, we have a Gene Warriors here, but still, don't think it's that big of a deal. Here the defenses are not that tough. Once again, I have a lot of bonuses to my transport fleet, to my armies. Oh, and they did an invasion. Yeah, so you see, considering all of this that the troops will have reinforcements, this army is screwed, and I cannot retreat because their fleet will cover my defenses. So I will need a new android army. By the way, you know what? I actually can have my no, it should be you. Yeah, I can hire these guys, but actually I need to build. No, it will take some time for them to develop, so I can build military academy and so on. So let them be for a while, and meanwhile let's just recruit another android army here, for instance. Yeah, but this planet is lost. We'll take it back pretty soon. Okay, you can go take this planet instead. This planet is already ordered to be taken. This one too. And this one. So as you see, the android army, I don't think they're supposed to have panics. Robotic army too, and the android army. So that thing it's supposed to be their main idea, because they cost too much, you know, and still they do panic, and this army is lost. So you see, it's not me, it's really the game mechanic. So yeah, we've lost a planet, so we should take it back. Meanwhile, you can once again see how ineffective is how effective our weapons comparison to the weapons my opponent use. And by the way, let's see, can we see? Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, another fleet is dead. It is a robotic fleet, I believe. So once again, it is good thing I don't send their gene warriors, because it would be very sad for me. By the way, why shouldn't we build the android army here? Thank God we have enough resources to do so, but still, you see. Now, even though they are in a nice range, you see they are dead already. So, okay, let's send another robotic army. Oh no, it's already somewhere. It's used somewhere. Okay, we can then embark, for instance, this army and send it. Okay, here we wouldn't be. Oh, actually this battle goes not as well as I've planned, so let's send it to get some rest. For instance, in this planet. Meanwhile, another robotic army. So I'm saving the Gene Warrior army for a specific occasion, because sometimes there will be planets. Okay, so planets with huge defenses. Okay, you can go capture something else. Oh, Jesus. So another army is screwed. So as you see, you will have losses no matter what. Can I retreat? No, this army is completely screwed. So you see, it is essential to have more army than 1. By the way, you know what? I think I know why I'm losing this much. It's because of this station. So imagine what would be my reaction on if all of this army was Jinn warrior army that takes 12 years to produce. What is this? Okay, I will deal with this later. So I think it is already... No, they still think that they can win. Oh, poor them. I believe one more blockade and they're done. Yeah, they're done. Yeah, just like that. So we can see, yeah, see how my vassals had some territories, and you know what? If it goes that well, we will do just one more thing. Just as demonstration. Okay, if I have in rivals, let's see, these guys. Okay, I don't believe you are a good rival for me at the moment. This rival is far better. Actually, I will have my Jinn warriors ready. Yeah, the battleships are very slow, and this fleet got stuck somewhere. And just declaring. Really? They have only one planet? Okay. How come they have only one planet? See, it's clearly say it's they have 20 of them. So let's see if mighty Forbidden Empire fleet can do something. Oh no, it's strange they have such terrible defenses. So okay, as you see, even such Forbidden Empire. By the way, I think some kind of glitch happened because they have so many planets and they're expanding. So I don't know, but still, as you see, there is no problem whatsoever to defeat the Empire with such fleet. You know, I pretty much would do the same with this fleet. So just one last battle, let's see. So 35,000 on 20,000 of Forbidden Empire fleet. Let's see that, compare the losses. Yeah, you see, I had some damage, but still, even this fleet would be enough to take on the Forbidden Empire. So, once again, let's see if there's something else that I've missed. Oh, I believe no. So, guys, thank you for watching. I hope this strategy guide helped you, or potentially will help you to have a become better in this game. I love it very much, actually. I enjoy this game very much. So I put all my thoughts into this strategy guide, and if you like it, just put a like button or whatever, or maybe subscribe, I don't know. So at this point, that's it. Thank you for watching, and comrades, you are dismissed.